Are you for the abolition of the K to 12 or are you for the full implementation? What are your
Yes.
in a
So maganda po ang pangako ng grade 11, grade 12, pero alam natin hindi po yan ang natutupad on the ground, no? Kung may reforma na pwedeng gawin para maging employable yung mga estudyante natin, then maybe it deserves one more shot. But kung talagang hindi kaya, then we will tackle the solution suggested by Senator Estrada. So ang mangyayari po dito, maghihearing po tayo, and we will hear everyone's position on the matter. The position from our fellow senators here, mga eksperto, from DepEd itself, apektado rin dyan siyempre ang CHED at ang mga kolehiyo, and hopefully we can come to a solution na malinaw, no? At this point, lahat po tayo nagbibigay ng solusyon, magandang pakinggan yan, wala pong off the table, everything is on the table, mapag-usapan, and as a committee and as a body, we can come up with the reforms together. Bunting, no?
I agree with you 100%, but I feel
If I may, with the
Yes.
indulgence of my two colleagues,
Yes.
if I may be recognized,
Majority
Mr. President.
Leader.
Mr. President, just to point out something, Mr. President, because I cannot help but to do something about it. If the schools, the basic education facilities are not ready, then we will only continue to offer hair cutting, massage therapy, which I don't, wala po akong ano doon, no? I'm not against the course. Pero kung yun lang po lagi,
Yes.
at yun lang yung idinala sa isang particular community, then walang upskilling, walang retooling, then the problem will continue to arise, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence. So just to point out, Mr. President, I don't agree actually, Mr. President, of abolishing K-12. But if we are not going to implement it properly, then that's the only thing we can do right now. Probably think about, but abolishing or going back to our usual yung limited time, Mr. President, in the basic education. Baka ho, babalik na naman tayo doon sa dati at hindi tayo mag-move forward. Just to put that on record, Mr.
President, ang nangyayari po kasi, yung pagpili ng mga kurso, hindi siya base sa job market information. So, actually, hindi pa nga yung available eh. Kadalasan po yung nangyayari, kung ano yung gusto ng mga magulang, kung ano yung gusto ng mga tao, hindi po kung ano yung base sa mga available jobs in the area. So, yung isang batas po na na-file po, isang bill na na-file po natin, si STEP Act, School to Employment Program, binubuo po yung labor market information na siyang magbibigay ng datos sa mga eskwelahan, both in high school and in college, para yung mga kurso pwede pong ma-rationalize, no? Sa gayon po, mas sigurado yung pagtatrabaho ng mga kabataan natin kasi yung talagang may opportunity na magtrabaho dun sa lugar. Ang nangyayari ho ngayon, base sa survey, base sa kung anong gusto, in the end, hindi nagmamatch. Kung may natutunan mang skills, baka kailangan umalis pa dun sa munisipyo, dun sa syudad, or worse, hindi rin siya yung mga skills na hinahanap ng merkado.
we have to do something radical.
Yeah.
Kasi mabigat masyado yung problema. For example, in Metro Manila and many highly urbanized places, what we're talking about, job matching, etc., ganyan, malayo pa yon. Bakit? Half day lang sila eh. 3 oras lang, 4 na oras. Wala ng classroom, kulang na ng teachers. Pwera pa yung 1 linggo na walang pasok dahil bumabagyo. Karamihan sa kanila, wala rin naman tablets or Apple computer labs or anything like this, no? So the problem is really much more basic. The problem, that the bigger parts of the problem goes back to pre-K to 12 eh. Nabanggit ko kanina, bakit ngayon mas maraming more than 18 units. Lumalabas sa EDCOM, 122 units ang college eh. So 122 divided by 3 years, that's only about 40 units per year. So kaya naman pala ng 3 years. Bakit? The longer you ask a parent to sustain yung pag-aaral ng bata, the bigger the chance na mag-drop out. In Taguig, we have a 100% scholarship program. Pagka-graduate mo ng high school, we'll give you automatically 15,000 para makapag-enroll, whether TESDA yan or college. If it's a center of excellence like UP, we'll give you 50,000. Kung teacher ka or police, we'll give you 80 to 120,000 magmasteral. But you know, you check the dropout rates, comparable pa rin sa ibang lugar. Kasi nga yung scholarship program natin at pinagyayabang natin full scholarship, 30% lang yun ang gastos eh. Yung out of pocket is 70%. And the additional kindergarten, which is good, ang kindergarten, 100% good. But yung additional 2 years, tapos yung nag-additional 2 years ka nga, half day ka naman. Ano yun? Di ba? So again, I know this is going to be a long discussion. Mr. Testdaman, Mr. Trabaho ng Senado stood up. I remember we were discussing how much, Brad, is the budget now of TESDA compared to when you were TESDA? Times 3 na? Times 4 na? School classrooms. Binanggit to ni Senator Tulfo. I guess, sobrang dami na nagsusumbong sa Tulfo, kaya buti, madadalawa na Tulfo natin. So mahahati na po ang trabaho sa mga nagsusumbong sa atin. You know, Sen Win and I, hindi po ako magaling mag-compute, no? But you have to hand it to Sen Win. Not only is he very good in education, singkit din, kaya magaling din sa calculator, magaling sa math, sa business. Alam nyo, kinocompute namin, kung sa 1 million Sen Win, 165 billion lang yon. That's almost half or two-thirds lang nung baha budget ng DPWH.
Exactly.
1 trillion yung of this 20th Congress is not only for change or to do something, but it is really the radical change that is needed, the hard decisions, putting our money where our mouth is. I campaigned in my first term in 1998 telling may kababayan in Taguig,